Just in time for the live stream to start. Don't worry guys, I've figured this thing out. You got this temporary screen in the way before I actually switch it over. I was just figuring out the desktop audio and why it wasn't on until I realized I hadn't switched my settings over. So, just gonna double check that my mic is on my Blue Yeti mic as opposed to my computer mic. Working perfect. And in a second I will upload the whatever it's called, the actual video screen, and get the visual novel on my screen. I'm just figuring that out and then I'll go live. So once again, I'll always have timestamps to break things up and make things better in terms of pacing. Here we go. Hello to Catherine. Not sure. Like, there's many ways to pronounce that name, Catherine, or it's like Catherine. I don't know. Not sure if I'm gonna say it the fancy French way or whatever it is, but hopefully I pronounce it right. Alright, so where the heck is the visual novel window? There it is. Scrolling. Once again, I have Far Beyond the World on my giant TV monitor, so gotta have Ranok and Vulgor in 4K. Or, I'm not even sure if this TV is 4K. Probably not. It's like a 27-inch, but it's older. Alrighty. I am pretty much ready, so I don't know where I'm putting everything. I should probably move that down, Someday I'll figure out what I'm doing. Okay, I don't need that window, so that's... Perfect, okay. Here we go. We're gonna start at 2:30. Oh god, what did I just hit? No. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. There we go. Table of contents. Okay, we're gonna start at 3 minutes. Update. Tweets already been posted, so successfully updated. I'm going to open up the window on my YouTube. For some reason, it's always better safe than sorry to have. And for some reason, it always wants me to sign in when I try and use the Streamlabs version. Okay, the window's still there. Perfect. Oh shoot, 3 minutes have passed. Oh god, now I have to change it to 3.5. Oh no. The stream's already going downhill. Don't worry. This can be fixed in a sec. 4 minutes. Oh god, why can't I ever get things fixed? Oh man. Setting up is so hard. And I was not even starting this setup until after I got off a call with my parents, so that's why I ran a bit late. Anyway, now I am ready. Are you guys ready? Light is ready. Catherine is ready. Is it Ballum? Or is it Ballum? I think it's Ballum. So, you guys and the rest of the 10 viewers. Oh my goodness, I am terrible at transitions. Hi guys, I'm Dirk the Red Panda, and I do not know how to start a stream. We are playing Far Beyond the World, and this is day 2, as opposed to update 2, because I did not start this VN when it initially came out, or like got updated. So currently the actual VN is in update 5 or 6. I think it might be 5. But yeah, I am a couple of updates behind and I need to haul butt to catch up. I don't know if I'm going to marathon it because the updates take a while, each of them, like each day or installment. So we're going to take our time and at least do day 2 tonight. And I have two versions of me up because I am using the Streamlabs settings and did not know which one I was live streaming. So, this is me. I'm Dirk the Red Panda. Here. Expose video. This is me, face reveal. Even though I've revealed my face for like a bunch of different videos. And also, lighting. Lighting's also important. I hope this doesn't go like last time. Yeah, the one where I was like nearly dying because it was 5.5 hours. Yeah. I heard the next 2 days or updates, I guess I can call them, are shorter. So, here we go. Here's to hoping. And I brought back the gay mug. Never forget the gay mug. Because I'm assuming we're going to be having drinks tonight in this. In-game, actually. Come on, work button. Here we go. This is where we last left off. We are waking up with Ranok in bed with us. For comfort reasons. Get your minds out of the gutter. Alright. Before I start, Jason Ingram just subscribed recently, and I want to say thank you for subscribing and loving my videos. So. And also, dropped frames. Those are fun. Alright, let's get started. The table of contents will start at 7 minutes for the first scene, at least. And I'll try and do something different this time where I read donations and comments in the chat box between scenes so I'm not interrupting the flow of the story. Because I feel like that's one thing I don't do as well as like other VN channels. Here we go. The reading starts in 1 second. Now it starts in -5 seconds. But I just want to keep it at 7 minutes, according to the description, because I'm too lazy to change that. Here we go. I clicked the button, I swear. Here we go. The following day greets me with warm glow of the rising sun. I can totally English well. I still feel uneasy about the previous night, and although I have I have bonded. I have something in the way of my screen. Perfect. I feel uneasy about the previous night, and although I have bonded with Ranok, I think I might have stumbled upon something I'd better be better off without. I think I might have stumbled upon something I'd be better off without. Something wrong transpired yesterday, but I don't know what. Did the wolf cross the line by sneaking up on me in the middle of the night? I shake my head in dismissal. It's not that. The wolf is quirky, true, but nothing else than kind and caring. I throw off the blanket, deceived by the warm hues flooding the room, only to realize it is a cold, really cold morning. Gently, I check the wooden floor with my toe, and a jolt of cold shoots upwards through my body. There is no way around it. I simply hop off the bed with both feet immediately stinging in discomfort. But it doesn't last long. I am more concerned by the slight shivers caused by my naked skin. Pity that Ranok doesn't have any shirts. But at the same time, why would he? He is a wolf with fur covering him head to toe. I envy the comfort of his coat. It's very warm and cozy. Memory of snuggling into his chest only empowers the sensation of chill creeping down my back, and I notice goosebumps appearing on my skin. This leaves me in a rather peculiar situation, where I have to fashion some sort of toga out of my bed linen. Once I am satisfied with my handiwork, I approach the window to look at the forest outside. The sun seeps through the treetops, splitting into a spectacular light show that I can't help but admire. I take in the fresh fragrance of the morning dew, almost identical to the smell that I came to associate with Ranok. That's when I hear the wolfman stir in the next room. Oh, I don't know why. For some reason, when I watched Lied do this, I thought this was the scene where he was like holding us still in bed or whatever, like the one where he's snuggling up with us. Might have been a different scene. I've watched 3 updates, so just for context. Scooting in. I swiftly approach the doors separating our chambers, opening them without much warning. Oh god! No, censor! Fuck! I'm instantly demonetized. No, that's not the button I wanted. Oh, that's the one. Oh dear god. Whew! Dodged a bullet. My eyes focus on the wolf, who stretches out in a long yawn, all muscles tensing up as he arches upwards. As my button is still on Streamlabs. He is completely nude, and try as I can, I do not divert my gaze from his bulging sheath, done by 2 furry balls swinging heavily beneath. I'm not looking. What are you talking about? I'm so sorry. I yelp out, as if I just dipped my fingers into boiling water. I hide my face inside my palms, trying to communicate clearly it was just an accident. Caitlin! A wooden scrape fills the room as the wolf stumbles back onto the table, desperately trying to cover his crotch. I turn away, clenching my teeth in utter embarrassment. God, I should have knocked! I hear the male scramble about, with a distinct shriek of the table moving along the wooden floor as he tries to get his loincloth on. God, I didn't mean to. I mutter apologetically, but quickly feel a surge of anger rising within me. Why are you sleeping naked? I call out, still avoiding eye contact and shielding my field of vision with a hand. Why aren't you? The male responds nonchalantly. I can't think of a rhapsody. I can't think of a reposit. I think that's how you say that? I'd never seen that word before. And that's the thing about reading VNs. Half the words you don't know what they are. We're gonna learn a new word today. Oh, repost.
Repost.
Thanks, Bing, which somehow hacked my computer and every single browser search engine I use on my computer, so I can't use Google. Thank you so much, Bing. Not sponsored by Bing. But anyway, I can't think of a repost that I wouldn't imply I don't trust him. Hopefully he has clothes on so I don't have to put the censor bar up anymore. That is the chat box. Wrong button. I totally know how to operate this system. Even if he has a creepy habit of staring at people in their sleep, my covers remained where they were. I groan in annoyance. Are you decent? Just a moment. He seems just as embarrassed as I am. God, I'm so sorry I barged in like that. It's fine. I'm good. God. I have my morning voice still. It's fine. I'm good now. The male responds, allowing me to finally face him, and now I don't have to use the censor bar, thank goodness. He isn't good, though. He's hot. All he has on him is his ridiculously skimpy loincloth, which barely covers his protruding bulge. Kael wanted me to read this. Of course he did. I tried to avoid looking at that area by diverting my gaze upwards, which is as much a mistake as I end up staring him up. I admire the way his upper body is sculpted, his musculature on full display. It is alluring to gaze at such a hunk, and as much as I want to fight it, my body reacts in the most predictable way. Take me in. I feel a slight tingling in my Netherlands region, and my pulse raises. One of my fellow VN creators is gonna love me making that joke. God, I need a distraction before my entire face paints red. My face is like painting red in real life. Stop it.
I smuggled some food yesterday for your breakfast. I don't want you to go hungry.
He points awkwardly to a small wicker basket in the corner, obviously picking up at my distress. At moments like this, I envy the beastmen for their fur clothing. At least they don't announce their embarrassment to the whole world, as humans do. I quickly approach the basket and look inside. There are 6 eggs, 2 thick slices of pork, and some bread. Enough for me to eat. I smile, realizing this is as universal breakfast as it can get. Would you share it with me? I asked absent-mindedly. I'd enjoy cooking for us. Ranok's eyes widen in surprise, but quickly his expression changes into a smile.
Well, if you're offering...
He points at the hearth, which looks as alien to me as he himself does. In all honesty, I did not mean to hit a button. Hopefully I didn't. Please tell me I did not open anything. Okay. I have buttons on my headphones. Or one on each. Sometimes it accidentally opens the music app. In all honesty, I have no idea what I am getting myself into. But anything is better than lingering in this awkwardness.
Do you know how to go about it?
I look at the stone fireplace, trying to figure out how each of the prongs and spikes plays into the whole rustic cooking experience. I'm a fast learner. I smile, approaching the hearth with confidence. I can feel its warmth embrace me, gently kissing my skin wherever it is exposed. It is a welcome sensation in this otherwise cold morning. I don't know whatever. There we go. Eggs, bacon, and toast it is. I say with a wide grin as the wolf's ears perk up and his expression lightens.
I have to say, I like your newfound confidence.
I smile back at the male, feeling thankful to have someone as positive and supportive as him taking care of me. Well, now that I kind of understand what's going on, I cut off once I gaze back at the hearth and my smile disappears. Can I adjust this? I think I can adjust this. Yeah, there we go. How would one even go about making breakfast in this living museum? Before I get to ask, Ranok approaches me with what looks like a flat iron plate with a long prong. It doesn't even have sides and looks like no pan I've ever seen. Not that I actually can remember. Again, my mind is playing tricks, making me aware of things I can't recollect. Pan or not, I could see one could easily make a proper fry up on it. I place my hands on the handle, nodding to Ranok to let go. To my surprise, it is much heavier than I anticipated. Cooking utensils shouldn't be this heavy! Before I drop it to the floor, I feel the male's embrace, his form enveloping mine as he aids my hold from behind. I can feel his chest pressing against my back, as well as hear his breath just above my head. My heart skips a beat as his paw covers my hands, supporting the hold on the heavy pan.
Easy now.
He croons softly, helping me to properly hold the pan above the fire. I am frozen. I just managed to calm myself down, and this is again setting me to the edge.
Perhaps I should hold it, while you take care of the rest.
I nod hastily, wanting to get out of this embrace. Feeling his fur, his form against mine is more stimulating than I expected. As I untangle myself from his embrace, I rush towards the wicker basket. Part of me is angry that I dismissed the moment so soon, but I do not have the courage to face the embarrassment of getting aroused in front of him. Not to mention, it feels all sorts of wrong.
It's not much, but that's all I could scrounge up.
He says almost apologetically. Well, it's plenty enough for me. I give him a reassuring smile and grab the wicker basket, letting it rustle merrily with my step as I bring it forth to the hearth. The wolf does a good job securing the pan inside the fireplace. Oh, this is the cooking scene. I watch as the flame embraces the rim of the iron plate, dancing merrily along the edges. I notice a large, two-pronged fork resting on the mantle above. Why do I keep hitting the wrong button? Reaching with my hand, I grab its handle and use it carefully to move a succulent slab of pork onto the pan. I guide the slice around the metal plate, allowing its fat to cover the whole thing nicely. The wolf watches intently, his ears perking up as I place another slice on the pan.
Well, you know what you're doing.
I guess.
Told you, you have a good compass.
I smile, giving him a happy side-eye. Oh, there's our hand, and we dump the egg. I crack the first egg on the stone wall of the hearth, carefully moving it over to the pan. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna comment this before I keep reading, but there's no edges on the pan, and that's making me worry so much that the grease is just gonna slide over and, fall into the fire and, cause a big fire. I'm sorry, that's just me. Anyway, I could hear Ranok's tail sweep the floor like a broom. The wolf doesn't need much to get into a good mood. Once I spill the egg onto the hot plate, I look around for a place to discard the shells.
Throw it into the fire.
The wolf says softly.
Makes for better fertilizer.
Fertilizer? With an S because the writing is in classical English?
We use the ashes to enrich the soil.
The wolf explains, helping me with the remaining eggs. Huh. I learned something new. The more you know. We crack the remaining eggs one by one, watching our breakfast sizzle. It looks gorgeous, with the red pork slowly browning and eggs sitting in tight. The smell is amazing, but I realize something is missing. Do you have any salt?
Salt? What the hell's that crap? You don't need salt. Eat it like a man, Kalen.
The wolf looks at me with an amused smile. Actually, the opposite of what I expected. The wolf looks at me with an amused smile.
First a mirror, now this? I start to think you might be a lost human noble.
As if. I grunt through a laugh. Then again, maybe I am. It definitely wouldn't be any crazier than talking wolves, now would it? Every furry's dream is talking wolves. What's the meme? What is it? Where it's like, prove me wrong or whatever, that guy is at the table. Change my mind, that's what it is. Furries just want talking wolves, change my mind. Once everything is fried to perfection, Ranok moves the pan onto the table. The flame dances happily, filling the gap where the pan smothered it, returning to full glow. Oh, that's so cool seeing the eggs and bacon in the background. I sit with my back to the fire, enjoying the warmth of the hearth and the radiating heat of the pan. I feel so snug, completely forgetting how dreadfully cold the morning is. Ranok cuts the stale bread into a few slices and impales them on the spit.
Want to wash up while they roast?
He asks, pointing to a wooden bowl standing on a cupboard in front of the table.
I suggest you go first, as I tend to leave lots of fur behind.
The wolf smiles awkwardly while splaying out his arms. Those broad shoulders and nice arms. Sorry, Dirk. Get out of it. Once again, inviting me to inspect. I am too dumb to even read. His body make me stupid. The wolf smiles awkwardly while splaying out his arms, once again inviting me to inspect his musculature. Yep, that's a lot of fur, all right. I reluctantly move away from my seat towards the bowl, not really keen on leaving the warmth of the fireplace, but also not wanting to come across as unhygienic. Excuse me. As I stare at the bowl, noticing my distorted reflection, I cannot help but feel this is just bare bones. I don't know why, but I know I will have to figure out a better way to get cleaned up down the line. For now, however, this would have to suffice. I dip my hands in first, quickly shuddering. Fuck, it's cold! I yell, causing the wolf to laugh. Cold is an understatement. The water is frigid. My hands feeling as if I'm about to lose my fingers.
Helps you wake up, doesn't it?
The male laughs, looking back at the slowly browning bread. Well then, no other choice, is there? I scoop the water with my hands and quickly slush my face with it, drawing a raspy gasp. Damn, it's cold. Damn, it's cold. I might as well be washing myself with a handful of needles. I repeat it a few times, then cleaning off my hands and arms as quickly as possible. My skin feels like it's on fire. I can see a small cloth resting next to the bowl, which I use to dry myself off. Once I finish, I quickly rush towards the fireplace to get back into the warmth. Oh god. How about we pause at this moment for me to read comments? So, at about the 30-minute mark, I'm going to try and make it about like every half an hour, every time like a big, like a scene changes, I'd say. I'd try and read comments. Maybe longer periods of time to read than others if it's like, like if it's a big scene change, and then shorter if it's just a quick little changeover, just to quickly see if I missed anything. All right, just gonna add that to the table of contents. I just want to be better safe than sorry, just so I can quickly read comments. I just want to have like a little table of contents for that, just so I can, you know, in case people are just like, oh, I don't want to hear dark rant or whatever. For those of you who just want to hear the reading parts. And then there's people here that just, you know, that want to hear both or just want to see my reaction. So, what did I miss? People are looking for Lyde's pronunciation. I think it's Lyde. It's like a soft B, so it's like Lyde. Lyde. It's a tough name. It's it's tough for anybody. But screw the grease. Think about if the juicy pieces of bacon slide off. Nothing more sad than seeing bacon fall onto the floor. No, worse yet, it's on top of a fire. Think about the bacon falling into the fire. You can't even pick up the bacon. It'd be tragic. Burnt bacon you can't even use. Yes, eggs without salt and pepper, a true crime against humanity. His body make me stupid. The phrase just gave me life and I might steal that. Credits to Dirk the Red Panda. Somebody literally quoted me on that underwords. I can't talk. His body make me stupid. Dirk the Red Panda 2021. That is what I'm gonna go down in history for this fandom. I can't talk. His body make me stupid. Am I the only one that can barely see the gray in Ranok's fur? I'm not sure if that might be because of the screen for you. I guess it could be closer to like an earthy type of grayish brown. But for me, at least on my screen, I could see it. Like, that's the outer coat. Like, I don't know how to describe the color. It's not beige, but it's like kind of an earthy gray. However you spell gray. Anyway, I'm going to start reading again at the 33-minute mark. Once again, doing this to make sure if anybody just wants to hear me read, that they don't have to, you know, listen to all my rambly bits. Like, if I interject something while I'm in the reading quickly and I see something quickly, that wouldn't count, but yeah, I don't want to do tangents like I've done in my previous videos. Like, people have suggested that, where it's like, oh, hey, could you, like, you know, maybe make your rants more concise. And now it's time to read again. It's the 33-minute mark. All right, here we go. Now we are going to eat. As I sit, Ranok removes the last piece of toast from the spit. And I am not on the right page. When he notices my face, he snorts through a held-down laugh. Pink? He struggles to contain his amusement as I realize my skin flushed because of the exposure. The wolf goes to the cupboard to take his turn washing up. Sure, when you're covered with fur, that water might not be that bad. But fuck. I shudder just at the memory of it. I watch with curiosity as he washes up, noticing that he isn't actually soaking up the fur, or, well, he's actually not soaking the fur, but rather brushing it with a wetted paw. He rises his massive arms up, biceps fully tensed, allowing me to see a lush fluff underneath his armpits, akin to what you would normally see in humans. My armpit is just a nice fluff. Ranok begins to wash his pits, and for a moment, I feel slightly embarrassed that his bathroom routine is more diligent than mine. Oh god, I gotta censor this for YouTube's sake. Or do I? I need to censor this for YouTube's policies, but I don't want to. Better safe than sorry. You get a few seconds of it. You got a few seconds, your time is up. Somebody's like, no, don't. Sorry. But not sorry. He's all mine. That embarrassment changes to outright horror when I see him undo his underwear, cloth dropping to the floor with a soft flop and exposing his taut butt cheeks that alert the guards. He is being too diligent. God, use the bathroom. Oh God. I quickly drag the chair to the left, causing a loud wooden creak, which draws Ranok's attention. Oh God, this is such a beautiful pose. God damn it. Think brain. God, don't turn around! I stop him before he can accidentally flash me again.
Sorry.
My gaze is drilled into the wall, separating kitchen from the bedroom, but I can still see him moving in my peripheral vision, dangling over the bowl. No comment. Leaving no room for imagination as to what he was actually washing. As the censor bar goes away, I shield myself from the view with my hand and stay like that until the wolf sits back at the table. I'm glad I've washed first. I mumble in annoyance. I wouldn't want to splash myself with his ball tea. Do I have to say it? First we got Belle Delphine's bathwater. Now we got Ranok's ball tea. This is the photo. This is the one, the CG. The illustration.
Kind of you to wait. But as I said, this is more for you than myself.
I regard the male as he pushes the plate towards me. I'm trying to do the exact pose. How am I doing, guys? Am I nailing the... I have to like scoot back to show you guys. Am I doing the Ranok pose? Right. Anyway, I regard the male as he pushes the plate towards me. I'd like to share. I won't be able to eat all of this anyway. I look around the room to find some utensils, but it didn't seem like there were any on display.
Something's wrong?
The wolf asks, seeing my gaze wandering around the room. How do we eat? What am the sky? And how does he eat food? If you're asking these questions, it's because you're a dumbass. I have to adjust my mic.
You have fingers, don't you?
He chuckles, tucking one egg into his paw and shoveling it into his muzzle. I grimace at the idea of having yolk. I can read. I grimace at the idea of having yolk dripping all over my hands and face, making sure he could swallow an egg whole with his massive jaw, but I would be unable to do that myself. I grab a slice of toast and break off a piece, using it to dip into the yolk. I think this is high enough. Okay. Alright. I grab a slice of toast and break off a piece, using it to dip into the yolk. That way, I don't risk splattering it all over myself.
Oh la-di-da.
The wolf scoffs at my eating.
Guess I was right about you being a noble after all.
He winks, to which I only roll my eyes, enjoying the meal. The toast is amazing and pairs perfectly with the creamy yolk. It is definitely a familiar sensation, something I had to enjoy before. I pull off a little bit of pork to sandwich between the two pieces of toast, dipping it all into the eggs. Damn, this is quite good. It's almost as if I'm discovering flavors of foods anew. After I just ate my dinner, luckily I'm not starving like I was in the last stream. As I fashion another such bite, I notice the wolf looking at me with a curious smile. Instead of eating it myself, I instinctively offer him a piece, which catches the wolf by surprise. Again, I hear the swinging of the tail, and my smile widens. Ranok opens his muzzle and gently takes the food from my hand, careful not to bare his fangs on me. I struggle to contain a blush as his lips delicately envelop my fingers, and I notice my left egg began twitching in rhythm with his wagging. Or my left leg, not the left egg. My legs are honestly just twitching, period, because I just do that normally. I'm that guy who just twitches his legs nonstop in class. And pretty much everywhere. Not bad. He smacks his lips with a cheeky grin. I'm trying to do the thing. You know the meme, guys. The one where it's just like... Where it's like... Or what? I can't do it. It's just like... Nice. You know the one. Like, I'm terrible at it. I laugh quietly and go back to eating. My thoughts wander off as we sit there in silence. Ranok is really kind and supportive, but there's something about him I can't put my finger on. Like his pecs? Everyone's really cautious about me. You're the only one taking this in strides.
This is just the way I am. As I adjust my mic. Excuse me, Kaelin, as I adjust the mic to talk to you. But yeah, it's just the way I am.
He shrugs with a weak smile. Maybe. But you've been extremely friendly towards me.
I'm always friendly.
He smiles, gulping another egg in one bite. No one's always friendly. I mean, look at this fandom. Come on, guys. I look at him with a knowing gaze. He's hiding something, and if we are able to have an open conversation, I want him to be honest. I accidentally named him Kaelin. Like, I didn't see the name, like, the whatever, icon or whatever to type the name in, and I accidentally hit enter, and I couldn't go back, so I am stuck with the name Kaelin, so that's how I have Kaelin. Yeah. And that's the default name. That's why they assigned it to us. Anyway. He looks to the side with a laugh, scratching his chin. Oh my god, if you could... I'm sorry, I'm gonna look at one more comment. Somebody said they should have totally named Kaelin Amicus. That would have been hilarious. And it would have possibly been an Easter egg, who knows. He looks to the side with a laugh, scratching his chin. Ranok, I say pleadingly, but the wolf still avoids looking at me. At the very beginning, just before you untied me, you said to Vol that you need me to trust you. Why? Still, nothing. I want to trust you. I do. But you always, or not always, but you also must trust me in return. Why do you care so much about me? It's not just your coming-of-age ceremony, is it? There's something you're not telling me.
You're more perceptive than I hoped.
Not sorry to disappoint you in that regard. I muttered defiantly, ripping off another piece of toast. He scoots over ever so slightly, enough, however, to draw my attention to it.
The day before my ceremony, I prayed to the ancestors. and to Aluna. I asked them for clarity and guidance, to know if they approve of my vision for the future of our tribe.
What is this, a Dastra? I'm sorry I had to say it. Somebody mentioned Abacus and it had to be said. Your vision? What do you mean by that?
Before long, I will become the next chief. And that will mean I'll have to stay here until I will be laid to rest beneath my tree. Before that happens, I want to see the world, to explore and experience it for myself, so that I can learn and become better than my father and all those that came before him.
How do you know you'll be the next chief? Is it hereditary like a monarchy? I ask, dipping the toast in yolk and chewing on it idly.
Not precisely. Technically, the chief is elected by the howl. Whoever howls the loudest will be chief. That's what I'm assuming. Is elected by the howl.
The howl?
It's the gathering of the prominent tribal leaders. They are called upon to make important decisions, like choosing a chief or advising him on hard issues.
So they're like a parliament then?
Kinda.
He looks at me with slight unamusement.
You're quite well informed.
Yeah, well, not about the things that actually matter.
Can relate there, Kaelin.
I mumble, picking at some bacon. And please no spoilers if anybody tried to spoil anything. Luckily, I think Gideon, yeah. Okay. We may have to hide your comment. Ah, God, I can't hide it because I have to log in, whatever. Oh, okay. I can hide it through this window. No offense. No hard feelings, Gideon. We cannot have such spoilers be read. I mumble, picking at some bacon. I pick up my bacon. If it's elective, though, how do you know you'll be the next chief?
Because my father has made me his heir. In order for the Howl to choose someone else, there would have to be a challenger.
Okay. He dons a wide, proudful smile. That would be interesting. Okay, I'm thinking ahead. God, I shouldn't do this and interrupt the flow of the story, but now I'm starting to think, what if Vulgor tries to challenge him? Because they're the yin and the yang. Or what if there's another character that comes in? Like, Ranok doesn't appear to have a brother. At least we don't know that at this point, so... He doesn't have Cassius there to, like, have broken bones and be emperor. Younger brothers only know how to do things. Have broken bones. Oh, no, 3 things. They only know how to have broken bones, be emperor, and eat hot chip. Those spoilers got Thanos snapped. Okay, back to the reading. He dons a wide, proudful smile.
And I'm pretty much safe in that regard. There's no one who could seriously challenge me and hope to win.
Vulgor could.
Fuck Vulgor. All my homies hate Vulgor. Except me. I actually like him. He's a cool dude. He's my moon brother.
I say cheekily, biting on another piece of toast dipped in yolk. Did somebody say no offense? What did you mean? Oh, I bet they're talking about like a Dasher or whatever. Whatever. He narrows his eyes at me with a smirk. Sorry, I'll be better at reading directly. No more distractions, Dirk. My brain is stupid already.
Vol doesn't want to be chief.
Lucky you. I continue to tease him.
I could take him down, you know.
He says defiantly, through a grin, I can't believe I can't read. He says defiantly through a grin, and I just flash my brows.
I could.
The wolf growls playfully as his tail wags.
If you say so.
I finally chuckle, seeing his mild indignation. So, you want to become a better leader. That's understandable. But how will traveling help you accomplish that?
My people are dying out, holding on to an antiquated way of life. They're trying to preserve a piece of the world that no longer exists, while the rest of Avalon seeks to be a better future together.
Why is it that every VN that we read lately is an allegory for America?
I might not trust the Tigers, but the Alliance of Tigeron... Tigeron? The Alliance of Tigeron has kept the continent at peace for centuries.
Well, for the most part, I roll my eyes. You did kind of go to war. Ranok flicks his tail in annoyance, giving me a stern look. No, Ranok, don't look at me like that. He obviously finds the subject irritating.
I wish you didn't treat this so lightly. That war was an outcry of a species who simply would not roll over and die.
Oh boy, that is specious.
It was our last-ditch attempt to prove to the rest of Avalon that we are still here and that we are to be treated with respect.
His words are empty. I snort. Respect. What about the tiger who paid with his life for a simple mistake? Where was the respect in that? You said yourself you would have killed me if...
Stop!
He cuts me off with a pleading tone, but I can't stop. Not after he admitted that I would pay with my life for any potential damage to this tree. No! Where was your respect, or where would your respect be in killing me over something so silly like a damn tree? I finished my unexpected rant, my heart rattled even enough to make me wonder what the hell just happened. Ranok takes a deep sigh, looking at me with a hurt expression. I can clearly see he doesn't want to even consider the possibility of having to kill me. But that thought will always stay with me.
Those trees aren't silly.
Yes, I know. They're graves or something. But you wouldn't bring but you won't bring back the dead by killing the living. Like, I can imagine this being like, you know, if somebody pisses on a grave or does something dumb like that, like, you wouldn't murder them. At least, I don't think that's something we would do in America, or whatever. I don't know. Or even in any country in modern day. I don't think you'd just get killed for pissing on the person's grave. Yeah, maybe thrown in jail or whatever, police, fining, whatever, but I think killing somebody's a bit too far. He looks at me with a painful expression, almost as if he pitied me, my ignorance.
Without the name trees, our souls are condemned to the final darkness. We're gone the moment we draw our last breath.
Final darkness?
Death.
So, You don't believe in an afterlife? He scoffs, looking at me as if I were a naive child.
There is no life after. This world is all there is. Once your light is extinguished, the final darkness falls upon you. And that is my phone. And that is that. But yes, once your light is extinguished, the final darkness falls upon you. I cringe at the description, feeling almost familiar with it, as if I lived it. If one can live through death. Sorry, I just got a text for something school related. We're about to hit the hour mark, and at that point I'll probably put in another break. But as if I lived through it. If one can live through death. That's why the trees are so important. They allow us to cheat death, if only for a little while.
And you believe that?
I know that.
My moon brother is texting me. God, if only. Nah, it's just schoolwork. I probably just have to compare. Just have to send him something that I got for the homework. But, yeah. You can't know for certain what happens after death. I scoff. I understand the significance of name trees, but it's still just a belief. Killing people because of your faith is wrong, regardless of what you believe in. Especially if, according to you, you condemn them to oblivion. He sighs in resignation, looking away from me.
Perhaps you will never understand.
An awkward moment of silence falls upon us as we sit there uncomfortably. I almost want to laugh at the absurdity of it all. I'm sitting in this strange cabin with a talking wolf, debating afterlife and ethics of capital punishment, which we still haven't illegalized in America. No politics here, fam. But at this point, I decide that I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die right now and go into oblivion myself. Take a drink from the game mug. But at this point, I decide to simply roll with the punches. Was it really worth it? Going to war?
No war is worth the strife it causes. But we did prove our point, and Tigeron left us alone.
So far, the Tigers seem to be more level-headed in all of this.
Maybe.
Ranok shrugs, finally facing me.
But if it weren't the tigers who got robbed, but it weren't the tigers who got robbed of their land. It's not their people and culture that began vanishing over the centuries. Perhaps that's why they can afford their moral high ground.
Beware the wounded wolf.
Huh?
He looks at me surprised, and I simply shrug. It's just an expression. I think. The wolf laughs awkwardly at the remark. I'm not sure if he took it the right way.
The past is the past. No point fretting over it.
Maybe. Although, as someone who can't even remember the day before yesterday, I can perfectly understand the need to hold on to the past. Or whatever's left of it. I pull my knees up onto the chair, wrapping my arms around them. But I can also see your point. We cannot change the past, and it shouldn't define us. At the end of the day, I'm still here. For the most part. I don't know if my memory is all that important in the grand scheme of things. All I really want to do now is to move forward. I don't want to be a kid lost in the cabin in the woods forever.
Yeah.
He smiles, looking at me with an almost proud expression.
And neither should my people. Which is what we essentially are. A bunch of wolves stuck inside their cabins in the woods. The only way to move forward for them is to join the other kin in their endeavor. That's what I want to do as chief.
He pumps out his chest with a proud expression, which draws a smile from me. I feel like such a virgin doing my puffed up chest expression because I'm so scrawny. It's nice to see someone get so determined and confident. Someone who has their life and goals all figured out. I feel called out, because I don't. I think it's a good policy.
Oh?
United we stand, divided we fall. And there's also the phrase of united we stand, together we will fall. A Eurovision reference which I will not continue elaborating upon. He narrows his brows with a cheeky smile.
Look at you, quoting wisdom, blah, blah, blah. Dirk is stupid. Look at you, quoting wisdom out of nowhere like a shaman. Verissa would be very mad at you.
I laugh. I have no idea where all of this comes from. My mind is as blank as it was, but there are echoes of things coming to me at just the right moments. Literally how I think in real life. Like, this is me just on a normal basis. I can't remember anything, but things just randomly come to me. Perhaps I am one? It's Mr. Steal Your Spot from Verissa. I joke, drawing a laugh from the wolf. He bops me with his shoulder and I chuckle, glad the tension between us is dissipated. I'm not even sure what caused it in the first place. That anger I felt came out of nowhere.
Anyway, in order to achieve all that, I actually need to see what's happening beyond our borders. If I want to unite my tribe with the rest of Avalon, I need to see what Avalon became.
I really want to see what Avalon became too. I want to see the worlds. I want to see the whole new worlds. Pull me in Aladdin style on your carpet, Ranok. And who would be the genie? Would Verissa be the genie? Anyway.
And I could start this quest by bringing you home.
I smile, seeing him so serious. I cannot help but ruin the moment. So, in a way, you simply see me as a ticket out of here?
A ticket? What are those? They have tickets in those world? They have tickets in this world?
He blinks, and as the silence settles, it's clear he doesn't understand the word. Fuck. Do I? An excuse? I propose and he thinks over it, eventually nodding reluctantly.
Yes, in a way, I do. But there is more to that. I asked the ancestors for a path. A path other than what the tribe would normally allow me. A path that would lead me to places none of our wolves ever visited before. And then I found you.
He smiles, placing a paw on my hand.
A human, with no humans around for thousands of miles. At that moment I knew you are the path I wished for. Not only did the ancestors answer my prayer, they also gave me a sign that my plan for our tribe has their full support. And the first step on my journey to become a worthy chief is to deliver you back to your own people.
But I don't want to. I just want to be in your arms. I look away at the window, lost in thought. This explains a lot of his behavior. Why he's so familiar and friendly, but I remain unconvinced. Sure, all of this is quite a coincidence, but at the same time, I'm not a path. I'm just a lost person in the woods. Or just asleep and waiting to finally wake up. Well, I'm glad it's you who found me. I truly am. Had it been Vulgor, I would not be sitting here having this conversation, that's for sure. I still don't agree I'm on a path, but at least I understand, or I am a path actually. I don't agree that I am a path. I do not identify as a path. I am not an empath either, not referencing any other YouTubers, but at least I understand what you want your path to be, and I will gladly walk it with you. I smile, happy to know I have him as a companion on my way home. If I remember where home is. You'll never go back. My heart sinks to my stomach as a feeling of utter defeat overtakes me. What is it? And we'll find that out in the... No, we're not going to do it in the next update, but I'm just going to take a quick break at the 1 hour, 7 minute mark. Jesus, this is going on for a while. Just to respond to that text and show the person what my homework answer was. And to tell them I'm in the middle of something. Not going to say I'm streaming, but... And the break starts now. And just gonna double check to see the thumbnail is like still the same. Yeah, the thumbnail is still the same. Okay. Coolio, get the stretch. Alright, so break window is open as I respond to the text. I should probably have a version of that window that says we'll be right back. But I can work about, I'll worry about that later. Crap. So, how are you guys doing? America the Beautiful, yeah, right. I'm just curious what you got. Sorry, I'm reading my classmates' text about our homework. Not revealing any names, just seeing what they wanted to know. Wait, did I send my PDF? No, I didn't. And Dirk sends homework to a classmate. The most exciting of stream moments. I think I started the break at like 3 minutes ago, so if anybody needs a bathroom break, take a bathroom break now. You're gonna need it. It's a long reading. School, class, assignment 1. This is our first homework assignment, fun fact. And in the text message it goes. Okay. I haven't really talked to this classmate much because I hadn't seen them since last winter, and they were pretty chill dude. And yeah, they ended up in my class this winter, and I'm like, yo, this is so awesome. And so I ended up, yeah, getting their contact, and we started texting about the homework. And yeah, he was like just pretty chill about it. Now he's like, yeah, don't let me interrupt you. Maybe he's watching this stream. Oh no. I would be so panicked if he was. Okay. Transition. I'm back. But yep, a sip from the game mug again. And what have you guys said? The Dirk is busy. Alright. I was confused, but he had done that before and it wasn't out of choice. Screenshot that smile. I mean, maybe it could be the thumbnail. Yeah, haters gonna hate tigers. Gonna forsake the trees. Close enough. God, imagine this were modern times. Oh boy. Things would get very awkward. Yes, a wolf who strongly believes in his people's actions. I feel like I've seen this before. I love how everybody's like, this ain't a Dastra, totally not a Dastra, but medieval. Somebody literally put in one of the messages when I was like still reading, a Dastra plus medieval times equals far beyond the world. Like, yes, the overall overarching concept is pretty much like a Dastra, but in medieval times. But it seems like at least there's nuances to it that are like, so far it seems like at least the characterization and story within the story at least is like better, like unique or whatnot, or I mean not better, I meant more like, you know, it's unique. I didn't mean to say better. Why did I say that? Oh no, I said something's better than a Dastra, don't kill me. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I meant to say unique. I meant to take those other words back, but yeah, it's still unique in its own way. I can't speak. I'm trying not to like say anything I didn't mean to about a Dastra, and at the same time not piss off a Dastra fans. Oh god. Did somebody Ranok hates poor June? Don't say that, Catherine. No, don't have anybody hate poor June. Nobody can hate June. He's the sweetest. I mean, yeah, you could kind of see the similarities in the poses. But I feel like the art style, at least, is unique enough that it's not, like, identical. Like, it's not, like, carbon copied. I don't think Kael's traced. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, yes, the art styles may seem a bit similar in structure, but yeah, no, I feel like it's unique. Yeah, plus Haps and Kael Tiger are friends. Like, he wouldn't just be like, yo, let me just copy my friend's art. And then they wouldn't be friends otherwise. They would no longer be friends if that were the case. Yes, June is so precious for this. Or just too precious. June is too precious for this horrible world. That's how it would feel with a Dastra and Far Beyond the World. God, don't hurt June. June must be protected. Is there music still going? Yeah, there's still music. Okay. Yes, June is so perfect. I'm gonna take like another minute or two. I might take a bathroom break myself. And then we'll be back in a sec. So I'm changing things over to this window and preparing stream. I'm gonna copy this window. I'm using the power of duplication, wherever the hell this setting is. Can I duplicate this? Can I? Where the hell's the duplicate setting? Oh, I can't do that. No, frick. There we go. My patrons are there. Just a reminder, if you want to have your name on my preparing stream window / break window. There we go. Yeah. Then, yeah, you can be a patron for me if you want to support the channel and, yeah, do this and have your name on the Dorky Patrons list. And also get benefits such as exclusive content, early updates for my VN. We'll be right back. Okay, perfect. Oh, frick. Why is it the same? Ah, crap. I can't rename it. Help. Ah. I have to delete it and rename it. Sorry, guys. It's gonna take me a little longer than expected, but I'll put a timestamp for when I'm ready again. So, 1:16, there's technical difficulties. Don't worry, this isn't much of an issue. I just needed to add a news source or, like, do a thing where it's something else. So, we'll be right back. And can I rename this to something else and not have it be... God dang it! Like, let me name it something unique. Like... Ugh. Sorry I have to do this live, but it's just really bothering me. Okay, it's gonna be in Rustico. Luckily I could do this quickly and just ham it out, so... I forgot what the color was. Don't worry, I'm just gonna do some quick settings. Come on, let me just copy this. And... okay, it's a bit... Yeah, no, I should increase the size of it first. Okay, what the hell is the size of this? 144. Okay. You guys get to listen to me talk about how I do my Streamlabs. Dear God, this is so much fun. Don't be a Twitch streamer. Don't drop out of school, kids. Don't become a Twitch streamer. Or, well, I'm a YouTube streamer technically right now, so whatever. Anyway, I'm just kidding around with you guys. And lock. Alright, we'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick piss and we'll be back at 1:20. Mic is turned off so you can listen to the pretty music and me being off for a sec. Anyway. Alright, I'm back, guys, so almost 120. I'll round it up to the next minute. Alright. I'm back, and apologies for the long break. Luckily, I managed to time-lapse it mention that during the... at least I managed to record that, so reading is going to continue in less than 20 seconds. So, reading continues. Sorry for not being as diligent with the chat this time, but I'll do better with the next little mini break. Here we go. Yes, I did, Durbin.
What is it?
What is it? The wolf asks with concern, seeing my sudden mood swing. I'm just worried. He smiles at me, ruffling my hair.
First, we need to get your memories back. In the meantime, just enjoy yourself.
Granted, you're nice and all, but I can't enjoy myself when I feel like as if I was born yesterday. I grumble, looking down at the food, slightly resigned.
That's because you're not allowing yourself to. Stressing over this won't make it go away any faster.
His paw reaches up to my chin, lifting it up so that I meet his eyes.
You lost your memory. Nothing can be done about that. And
He grimaces in a playful way.
I broke our laws by bringing you here. Can't change that either. Those things are beyond our control now. I guess you could say that is far beyond the world. But we can control how we deal with them. From now on, things can only get clearer. Isn't that all exciting?
He grins, voice full of confidence and pure thrill. I could hear his tail swings widen, brushing every few moments against the chair. And just like that, the odd feeling of dread that held me down is simply banished, gone without a trace. A sigh with a thankful smile. I guess you're right.
Of course I am.
He laughs.
A week ago, I was just going about my boring daily life, and now I'm having breakfast with a human.
He leans in.
What are the odds?
Pretty hard to calculate those odds. I don't think that it would be even... It'd be pretty tricky to calculate. Sorry, my statistician mind thinks about that. His teasing whisper draws a reluctant laugh from me. A week ago? What a concept.
Just think about it. What does your compass tell you?
I pause to really consult my inner feelings. Even though I don't remember my life, I know it was nowhere near as crazy as this. I finally reply with a chuckle.
See? That's a good thing. Right?
I finally nod through a smile, eating up another piece of yolked bread. I guess this is an adventure of sorts. Something out of the ordinary, And if that's the case, I'm glad to share it with him. Somehow, this wolf makes me feel as if I could face anything as long as I have him at my side. Also, his reactions suggest to me that he was rather lonely before I showed up. He pretty much reveals in my company. Never mind, I can't speak. He pretty much revels in my company, despite me not being the easiest of guests, or cheeriest of people. Then again, from what I heard so far, I can't blame him. Their lifestyle feels more like something suited for a penal colony than anything else. No wonder he finds my company so enticing. We continue eating our meal in silence for a while, Ranok clearly enjoying himself while I contemplate this whole situation. I realize that the shadow that stalks the recesses of my mind isn't even there when the wolf is around. It's almost as if Ranok banishes it completely. He has this uncanny ability to calm me down, even if it doesn't make any sense. It's a very comforting thought. Thank you again for saving me.
Don't mention it.
I nod quietly. I don't think he quite realizes what I meant. He saved me in more than just one way. Without him, I don't think I would be able to deal with all of this as well as I do. I recline comfortably into the chair, just enjoying the warmth of the hearth, but it doesn't last too long. Ranok, it's me! Get decent! We could hear Varissa's muffled voice from behind the door. I look at the male confused. Did she also walk in on him in the past? Oh god, Ranok. Ranok would go to a nude beach, I swear to god.
It's your cue. Hide.
Oh. I nod in understanding and rush back into the bedroom. I close the doors behind me, putting my ear against the wooden planks.
Come in.
I hear Varissa enter the cabin accompanied by a set of heavy footsteps.
Oh boy.
I assume it's Vol. The sound of the other doors closing barely reaches my ear when I am pushed away with the force of the bedroom doors swinging open. I'm squished into the wall, struggling to keep the doors from crushing me.
Where is he?
Here, I mutter as the doors pull away from me. I could see Varissa looking at me with an impatient gaze, holding some sort of small wooden container. I swear to God, I look at that thing and it's like, it's supposed to be a quarter moon, but it looks like it's like a half moon. Am I blind? Anyway. I can see Varissa looking at me with an impatient gaze, holding some sort of small wooden container.
What are you doing?
I was hiding. Oh, what a fine job you did of that. She scoffs, waiting for Ranok to join us. As he closes the doors behind him, he regards his friends with an expectant gaze.
Well, what is the plan?
As much as I hate it, we're going to follow your initial idea.
What?
The wolf blinks and I share his confusion, more so since I can see a barely contained smirk behind Vulgor's stone-cold expression. I thought you said the whole sanctuary thing was a wash. Yes, but There are two things we can do to make it less so.
What things? You're going to love it.
Finally, the black male allows the smirk to stretch across his muzzle. It unsettles me a lot.
Stop being cryptic and simply spill it out already.
Verissa doesn't say a word, clearly not comfortable with whatever they had come up with. But I could see Vol's gaze drill into me as he narrows his eyes. It finally dawns upon me. Oh no. Wait. You said only gravely wounded can. I cut off as Vulgor arches his brows with a satisfied smile.
Mm-hmm.
We need to fix this little lapse in our argument. I feel my heart sink into my stomach and I automatically move towards the bed to sit down on it. I hear a growl brewing inside Ranok's throat, his hackles rising as he widens his stance.
You're not suggesting what I think you're suggesting.
Oh, spare me the theatrics. You asked for my help, and here it is. She looks at me with a calm, calculative gaze. I knew it was our only way forward yesterday. However, I first had to commune with the spirits to make sure I'm not making a mistake.
And this is what you came up with?
I jump as he spits out in anger, snarling at the other wolves.
Vol is right. You're high as a fucking kite.
I hear a melodic growl rise from the female as she only gives Ranok a side eye. Watch it. She utters softly through her fangs.
It's either this, or the human gets killed. I will not allow it!
Then we will report you to the chief and simply end this madness. The female waves her paw dismissively. I cannot help you if you are not willing to listen. I try to contain involuntary shivers rocking my body as my heart races through my chest. They aren't here to discuss options. It's an ultimatum. I can see Ranok getting more and more rattled, and I want to avoid another brawl. Ranok? I struggle to speak through my clenched throat. It's fine. I try to reassure him, but the wolf doesn't pay me any mind.
The fuck it is! Even he understands.
Vulgor nods to me.
Since it's the human's life on the line, perhaps he should have the final say.
The black male looks at me expectantly and I freeze. What do they want me to say? I don't mind getting hurt. I struggle with responding, my lips trembling.
Don't say a word.
Ranok commands, and I straighten up like a scolded child. He is looking at the white female with anger.
What was the point of you even communing with the spirits?
He asks mockingly, as if doubting she even did it. Because we are about to lie in the face of our ancestors. Even if we hurt the human to make it look wounded, or him look wounded, it will be a lie, because he wasn't wounded when you brought him here.
And what? They agreed? They told you that mutilating him is a great idea?
He continues to snarl, and I can see that this whole concept doesn't sit well with him, almost as much as it doesn't sit well with me. But at the end of the day, it's me who has to suffer, and if it's a choice between death and getting them in trouble, or following whatever scheme this female cooked up. I don't know. I'm so conflicted. The ancestors didn't say anything, which I simply take as a lack of their objection.
Conveniently.
Even now, Vol cannot help himself. His indifference and calm demeanor somehow helps me steel myself, and I can stand up. Okay. They all regard me with surprise, Ranok more so than the others. Let's do it. I can't believe I'm actually saying this.
You're not serious?
I am. I look at him sternly. I appreciate his protectiveness, however, it doesn't help us here. If it's the only way. I look to Verissa as she winces in discomfort. Trust me, if there was another... I know. I nod. I believe she would not have suggested this if she had a better idea. After all, she is pretty adamant that she saves lives, not endangers them. I approach the white she-wolf with a reluctant step, stopping just a few paces away from her. So, what are we talking about? Okay, the desktop audio is working. It went off for a second, but okay, we're good. So, what are we talking about? I look at their serious muscles one by one. One of you will maul me? Vulgor stifles a chuckle, looking at me with a half smirk.
You'd like that, wouldn't you, piglet? Shut up!
Ranok growls again, forcing me to place a hand on his rattled chest.
Kaelin, this is...
I move my hand to his muzzle, cutting him off. His outbursts aren't helping, and I want this to be over with. So, what then? Verissa looks to Vulgor, who pulls out his dagger, presenting it to her. Oh no. Oh no. This is my worst fear. Anything skin wounds or whatnot, like, oh god. Anything that feels like a paper cut, God, drives me nuts. I grimace, seeing its sharp tip glistening in the sun. You're going to stab me? I look to the she-wolf with a worried expression. I'm not. I don't have enough experience. Well, and not enough experience to actually... I don't have enough experience to not actually hurt you. And as a shaman, I took an oath.
So did he! I am sure not... And I'm sure as fuck not gonna do it!
I didn't ask you. Vol is the only one who can do it safely. The black male regards Verissa with slight discomfort.
I did swear on my moonstone not to hurt the human.
The point here is to do the exact opposite, to make it look so bad, while it being nothing more than a flesh wound. You're not going to be hurting the human. You'll be saving his life.
You're playing semantics. Ha! Now it bothers you.
He snorts. I think this will hurt me no matter how you will dress it in words. I mutter it with resignation, glancing to Vulgor. The black male is quite calm, his expression not entirely cold and almost sympathetic. Or perhaps I'm just seeing what I want to see.
No, he cannot be the one to do it. He gets carried away way too easily.
Ranok, you're obviously too emotionally involved in this. You will either botch it up or make a completely unconvincing scrape. Vol is not only our best fighter, but he's also an experienced butcher. Oh god, I blink, shuddering at the second epithet. Epithet? I think I said that right. Oh god. He's a great butcher. We're gonna let him stab you. Okay, and that's better. How?
Because I know where to push the blade without damaging any of your innards. No!
The gray wolf protests, but not the black female, but the female locks her gaze with mine. I'd say it's only fair for the human to decide.
Kaelin, if you really agree to go through with this madness, at least let me do it.
I look at Ranok's desperate expression, worried about the choice I'm presented with. I know the Grey Wolf means well, and I inexplicably trust him with my life. But at the same time, I don't know if I could look at him the same way if you were be the one to stab me. So far, he is the anchor that allows me to stay calm and grounded. I don't want to lose that safe haven I have with him. But then I look to Vulgor, who simply raises his brow expectantly. Can I really trust this brute to not go overboard? Immediately, the image of his snarling snout flashed through my mind as he hangs above, squeezing the life out of me. I cringe, ominous feel of dread filling my mind again. His blade will taste my flesh after all. The question is, whose paw will guide it? Damn it all to hell! Why would you do this to me? Oh my god. Oh man. I feel like this is gonna help pick our route, per se, and how we do this. And I feel like Vulgor is gonna be the best at making it, like, convincing. But I feel like that might end up putting us on, like, a Vulgor route. Am I wrong for thinking that? Like, what if we pick Ranok? Will that mean, like, he messes up somehow and we either don't get a convincing enough mark and we end up getting killed, or he does it too hard by accident and we die? Why would you say this is boring? Like, I agree Vol sounds safer, but is this gonna take us down, like, a Vulgor route? Somebody says Ranok, pick Ranok. God, I just want to look at the code and cheat and be like, oh, is this going to determine our route? Roll 1d2. Oh, man, my D&D refs. I love it. I trust Vulgor personally. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Like, I'm gonna go with Vulgor. Like, that's my personal choice with it. I could always look back in the code afterwards and see what would have happened if I chose it, like, afterwards, but... Okay, Drip says it doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to go... I'm going with Vulgor. I just personally trust him more. Yeah, I mean, Ranok's like trying to study to be chief. It's like, you know, I don't think he has as much wound fighting experience. I'm gonna go with... I'm terrible with choices. Oh, I'm definitely gonna save. Shoot. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, I'm gonna go with Vulgor. I'd rather have Vulgor do it.
Kaelin?
I approach the gray wolf with an apologetic gaze. I can see he is talking it. I can see he's taken it the wrong way. That he feels I don't trust him. I gently touch the side of his muzzle, petting him reassuredly. I don't want to associate you with being stabbed. He narrows his eyes, looking at me unconvinced. He already choked me. Oh, I should have gone back to 145 and mentioned I'm doing the Vulgor choice on my time mark. Alright. But he already choked me. What's one stabbing going to change? Okay, I just had to update the time lapse, time contents, table contents. And then we can go back and do Ranok if you guys want to see what would happen with that route. And then I'll continue on with whichever's better. So what's one stabbing going to change? I try to make him laugh, but he simply looks away. Vulgor is the one who chuckles at the remark, causing Ranok to idly growl.
This is fucked up.
I laugh nervously. You only noticed this now. Things have been crazy around here ever since I woke up. He sighs, looking at me with sad eyes.
I'll make it up to you.
I promise. I know you will. Or that he will at least try. Not sure how one can make up for a stabbing. Ranok pushes past me and squares off with Vulgor, looking the other male right into the eyes.
If you fuck this up, relax. The kid made the right choice and you know it.
Have I, though? I feel the black paw land on my shoulder, drawing my attention to the larger male. Grimace as Vulgor winks at me.
Get the moonshine. Gotta do this right.
Ranok nods reluctantly and disappears into the other room. He returns shortly with a clay bottle in his paws. The gray wolf removes the cork with his teeth, causing a hollow popping sound. I can feel a boozy smell from where I stand as he passes the bottle to Vulgor.
Here.
The black male pushes the bottle towards me, and I look at him with confusion. Oh god, this is the old school version of, anesthesia.
Take a deep, long gulp.
He says almost indifferently, and I grimace. Oh, I should take a deep, long gulp of this. The smell is making me woozy. This is some other level shit. But I am about to be stabbed. I reluctantly look to the blade tucked behind Vulgor's belt and swallow heavily. Oh boy, here we go. Of course I'm gonna take a gulp. I sigh quickly and push the bottle to my lips.
Pour it straight to the back of your throat. Do not even try to taste it.
He gives the advice just before I tilt my head back. I try to let the liquid wash over my mouth, but the burning sensation hits me within just a second. I cough like a drowning man, spitting out some of the alcohol along the way. The black wolf scoffs with amusement, quickly pushing the bottle back to my face.
You seriously need to take more than that. Trust me.
I nod, taking another deep breath. The smell of this concoction makes my head spin, and it takes me a few more moments to muster the courage. I try again to swallow as much of the burning substance as I can. I manage to take 2 long gulps before my stomach threatens to evacuate its contents. Alright, those are my 2 long gulps. Gotta get as drunk as possible to relate to Kaelin's character. I smack my lips as I push the bottle away, taking a few rattled breaths. Fuck! This is disgusting! Vulgor takes the bottle away from me and pulls his dagger out. I look at it reluctantly, seeing as the wolf douses it with moonshine. He passes the blade to Ranok to hold for a moment, while he approaches me and touches my makeshift toga. I feel very awkward about this brute undressing me, and when I hear the linen fall to the ground, that sensation is empowered. I don't know if it's the booze already hitting me, but I feel flushed, and despite the cold air, my face is burning hot. Vol simply picks up a corner of the linen and soaks it with alcohol, gently rubbing and cleaning my left side with a damp cloth. This is where he means to stab me. He's doing it very medically. Like, I'm impressed with, yeah, it's alcohol. It's not like rubbing alcohol, but still, he's very smart for doing that. Maybe he's done amputations, possibly? Anyway, I feel my heart race and my breath rattle. My vision blur. I can see he knows what he's doing. But it's going to be okay, he whispers softly, obviously picking up on my increasing heart rate. I made a promise, didn't I? He looks at me, holding up his moonshine to my face. I cannot be sure if I'm not imagining it, but I can see a subtle, reassuring smile on his muzzle. I take a deep breath, seeing as he retrieves his blade from Ranok. The gray wolf has a worried expression, with ears folded back and his tail tucked. I'll be fine, I mutter towards Ranok, who nods reluctantly. It's almost funny that I try to reassure him just before getting stabbed. I feel the black wolf grab my shoulder and stumble back in slight panic. Shouldn't we wait for the booze to kick in? It will kick in when needed. His large, muscular arm swoops behind me, pulling me into an awkward half-embrace. Do you want a gag? He asks softly, but I shake my head. I remember what he used last time. Besides, I feel that a gag would only make this whole experience much more terrifying. You cannot scream. I nod nervously. Okay then, rest yourself against me and do not move. I sigh and push my body against his form. It almost feels like leaning against a wall covered with fur, each of his muscles hard like a brick. His left paw holds my back, pressing me harder into his torso as I rest my head upon his chest. For the first time, I get close enough to feel his scent. He smells of tree bark and earth. A very manly smell, to be sure. I can hear his heartbeat, slow and steady, almost as if he were sleeping. Not a hint of stress or hesitation, and it allows me to steel myself for what's to come. I shudder as the tip of the blade gently pricks my left side and above the hip as Vulgor aligns his dagger with my body.
It's okay. Don't look at it,
he says, drawing my gaze upwards to his muzzle.
That's it. Look at me.
My eyes swell as I gaze into his blood-red irises. This time seems to stop as I hear my breath echo, almost as if everything came to a halt. In a split second, I feel a hard, wet punch to my side, the cold metal handle pressing against it in my skin. I gasp, not even registering much pain at first. It only stings, and I hold my breath in disbelief, seeing that the blade disappeared into my flesh up to the hilt. Shh. I close my eyes, causing the tears to flow freely. I could feel him push me harder into his body as I begin to shiver. Then the gasps turn into screams as he pulls the blade out of my body. My legs go soft, and I fully rest in Vulgor's embrace. I hear the knife cling to the floor as the Black Wolf prevents me from falling. He covers my mouth with his paw, while another set reaches out to me from behind.
Shh! Caitlin! Caitlin!
It is pain like I've never felt before, radiating from the wound and shifting rapidly between sharp, painful twinges and dull, hammering like pounding. Vulgor shushes me. I try to contain my swelling. I keep hyperventilating, with his paw still covering my mouth. I open my eyes, meeting their wounded gazes. I try to reach for my throbbing side, but Verissa quickly rushes in and pushes my hand away. Don't touch it! She scolds me, carefully inspecting the wound. I just look at the ceiling, regarding the same planks I looked at the night before. I close my eyes again, crying out in another surge of agony. Severe pain radiating from within the wound. It's fine. It's deep, but almost no bleeding.
Pushed it between the skin and the muscle.
Right. Get him onto the bed. I always thought people pass out when something like this happens. But no matter how distressed I am, or how much pain I'm in, I cannot faint. My mind is clear and sharp, although everything seems to happen in slow motion. I feel as if I levitate, drifting lifelessly across the room. I see them move me onto the bed, with Verissa dousing the wound with the moonshine. It stings like hell, but it is just a minor inconvenience compared to the agony my entire left side is in. Okay, good, they did the left side. If they would have done the right side, it would have possibly hit the appendix, and that would have possibly killed them. So, good on Vulgor for knowing. Oh my god, what would have happened if Ranok did it and he did the right side by accident? Oh no. Then the female opens her little container, dipping her paw into what looks like some sort of ointment. She rubs it generously onto my wound, saying something to the others, but by now I only hear muffled sounds. My vision begins to blur as I notice Ranok's sorrowful expression appear above me. I reach out to him, but I feel an odd weakness overtake me. Just as my hand is about to drop back to the bed, he grabs it, kneeling next to me.
It's okay. I'm here.
I hear his voice echo as if we were in a cave. I'm sorry he has to see this. His distress, clearly visible, makes this so much worse. The room spins a little and I feel like vomiting. The female begins to cover my side with bandages. However, my head gets increasingly heavy. I think the booze began to hit me. And the pain, although still great, begins to dull out. My eyes are hot and dry. hot eyes I can see, and I need to close them for just a moment to give them rest. Their muffled conversation begins to fade, as eventually I just let go and drift away. There's no more pain. Well, let me see if this is the end of the chapter 2, because I don't want to, like, accidentally go into chapter 3 and, like, go for 5 hours again. Probably didn't, but, you know, better safe than sorry to check. I'm feeling the drunkenness kicking at the same time that Kaelin did. It's like we took drugs together and hit it at the same time. Kaelin and I got drunk together. Yeah. FBTW. Okay. Just gonna cheat a little and see if that's the end of chapter 2. Sorry, Kael Tiger, I'm cheating. Open onto... No, it's not the end, but it seems like that's where I should save, because that's the booze. Oh, okay, it seems like the booze thing. Okay, the booze thing doesn't. Okay, just wondering if we die. Okay, there's a bunch of refuse blocks, which of course we don't do. Just wondering what happens with Ranok. Sorry, I'm cheating. Sorry, I'm just gonna save first while I do this, so... God, I need to do a better job at timelining. Okay, so I'm updating the table of contents and close. Okay. Ranok props has a mental breakdown when I was stabbed. That would not be good. Okay, it seems like we have to do the similar things, but probably in a different path version. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, where the heck is the version with... Where the hell's the else for Vulgor? Oh, God. I'm trying my hardest to figure out... Oh, because Ranok was the second choice. Sorry. I apologize, guys, for trying to do this in the middle of it. Ranok had a mental breakdown when more than 36 humans were stabbed. That sounds like a lot. We were all stabbed by him. Do you guys want me to go back and do Ranok's version? Okay. Somebody said yes. Somebody said do it. Okay. Wait, did I save? I swear I did, but just double check. Oh, I didn't. Well, thank God I did now. So, Vulgor is the top bar. So the bottom bar is going to be as if we chose Ranok. So, at 2 minutes and 5 seconds, we're going to go back and relive this again because I am terrible human being. All right. Okay, we only have one person that's rejecting, but just do what you want. I'm gonna do this for the sake of... I'm just gonna X out, see if there's any variables. If there's no, like, additional variables, like, if there's any, like, oh, turn on the Ranok route or something because of it, then I think I'm gonna be chill and not go back. Okay, any variables? Sorry I'm cheating with this. I just don't want to have to go back and, like, end up choosing this again. I think either way, it's like you have to still drink booze. So, spoilers, we have to drink booze both times. God. Yeah, okay, so the variables are similar. They both have similar trust and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So either way, choosing to drink and whatnot like we just did was pretty good. Yeah, I don't see much of a difference. At this point, I'm convinced that we are masochists. True that. Okay. I'm not going to spoil what the exact difference is, but it's not going to be a route-changing thing. You're not going to ruin your chances with Ranok if you choose Vulgor instead of Ranok. So, there we go. Okay. Okay, so one last time before we go on this trip, before I have to turn the damn car around, do we really want to go back and experience this again? Because I'm kind of just like, now I'm more like kind of leaning towards no myself, but if you guys really want me to, I guess. So sorry I had to kind of scroll and do a little cheating, Kael Tiger. If you're watching this, I just wanted to see if I would have to do this just to get the better route, if I would have to play this to choose Ranok or something. Like, it doesn't seem like it's choosing anything yet. Anyway. Damn, Faye is very crazy. Yes, I want to experience it again in all caps. Oh, Lord. You stab that drink option. Yeah, but do what you want if you don't want to, sure. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Sorry. I'm going to change my edit. Okay, at the 2 hour, 10-minute mark, I don't go back and continue reading instead. Period. That's my comment for it. So, yeah, so what I'm thinking now is, since this game is free for people to download, it's open to the public. If you guys want to go back and do the Ranok version, and since it isn't so altering for me that I have to do it in order to choose a route at this point, then I'm not going to go back and make any changes, so yeah. Sorry for keeping you guys in a suspenseful moment like that. I lost 4 viewers probably because they were like, don't do it, Dirk, you maniac. Nah, but yeah. We're all good in this household. We are going to continue on, and yeah, we trusted Vulgor. Like, I bet maybe Kael's going to be a bit disappointed that no one has read Ranok's version yet, but I don't know. It just feels so much easier to trust Vulgor in this situation with the emotional stability. Like, I bet that's so frustrating as a VN creator, because I feel that way with some of my choices. When I make a choice decision, I'm like, ooh, nobody's done this one yet. Or not that many people like this character yet. Anyway, 3, 2, 1. We continue with the reading. My eyes open to a wooden ceiling, a familiar knotted plank just above me. It's clearly nighttime. The room is dark and cold. So very cold. Despite being covered in several blankets, my entire body shivers and I can hear my teeth chattering. The slight discomfort in my side reminds me of what happened. I was stabbed. I reach to where the blade has penetrated my skin, feeling meticulous dressing covering the wound. I wince under my own touch. The spot still sore, but surprisingly less so than I expected. A droplet runs across my face, all the way from my forehead towards my chin. I guess 3 viewers came back and were like, I'm glad you didn't go back. I don't know, I'm reading too much into the viewer thing. But yeah, I'm just playing around with that. Numbers are just numbers, whatever. I'm only a statistician. Which I'll never reveal my actual personal, doings and work and whatnot. Because obviously that would be bad for my work cred or whatever. 1 viewer just left because I said that. Here we go. God, I'm sweating. Only now I realize I am a little bit woozy. I feel lightheaded, and it almost seems as if I'm on a boat. I try to swallow, but can't. My throat is completely dry. Ranok? I attempt to call out, but only hear a raspy wheeze escape my lips. I struggle to swallow again, looking around the dark room. Just to flex on Kaelin, I'm going to swallow. Get wrecked, Kaelin. My eyes lock immediately on a large shadow settled on the coffer in front of the bed. Is that what that part is called? I have one of those on my bed too, but I think that's what it's called? I don't know. I can't make out what it actually is, though my blurry eyes... Oh, I'm starting to see sparkles now. Frick. I can't make out what it actually is through my blurry eyes, which also have sparkles, but the shape fills me with dread. It almost looks like a dark figure sitting there, watching me. Is this another nightmare? Who are you? I demand, but again, all I manage is a stifled whisper. Cold sweat dots my body, and I feel both freezing and on fire. My eyes burning, forcing me to shut them every few seconds. My muscles ache, but I manage to crawl myself towards the edge of the bed, constantly observing foreboding shadow on the other side of the room. And goodbye to Derpman, I'll quickly say that. Have a good night. Great seeing you here. Continuing. I need to get out of here. I lean myself over the edge and repeat the same mistake I made the very first moment I woke up in this world. I tumble lifelessly to the floor, and despite how hard I hit the wooden planks, my body is in so much agony that the pain does not even register. The shadow springs up in surprise and immediately rushes towards me. I want to scream in terror, but cannot manage anything other than a hiss.
Kaelin, what the hell are you doing?
The shadowy figure enters the faint light, coming from the outside, and I immediately recognize the gray wolf. His voice draws from me an involuntary smile as I tear up seeing his muzzle and raising my arms to embrace him.
Fuck. You're burning up again.
He mutters as the world tilts and I'm floating again. I look at him with confusion before I realize that I'm actually in his arms. I try to reach his muzzle, but my hand gives up halfway through, so I just lean my head into his breast, taking in the scent of the forest. He carries me back to the bed, resting me gently on the padding. I see his worried expression as he puffs up my pillow.
You don't seem good.
He reaches for something underneath the bed. I hear a slushing of water, and after a moment, he places a damp cloth on my forehead. I want to ask if he sat on that chest all this time, but I only rasp painfully as he pushes his finger towards my lips. Shh. He stands up and walks towards the cupboard, pouring water into a cup. I sigh in relief, seeing that the wolf reads me like an open book. I couldn't ask for a pet or caregiver. He sits next to me, bringing the cup towards my lips. I strain to lift my head up, clutching onto the cup as the wolf tilts it, and I thirstily swallow one deep gulp after another. Once I had my fill, I exhale with satisfaction, looking at him with a grateful smile. But he looks back at me with deep concern.
You have a fever.
Yeah. Finally, my voice sounds as it should. I instinctively reach out to the dressing donning my side.
Does it hurt?
Less than I thought it would. More than I would like.
Let me have a look.
He brushes my hand away, looking carefully at the bandages. I furrow my brow as I see him being... I can't read, guys. I'm too drunk and stabbed. I furrow my brow as I see him bring his muzzle closer. Wet woven nose twitching as he takes few deep sniffs.
No fresh blood.
He sighs with obvious relief, returning to face me. What was that?
I was worried you might have opened it when you fell. Why did you do that?
I thought... I saw something. I don't want to tell him that I confused him for a demon. Not when it is obvious. He was sitting there keeping vigil over me. I've implied being terrified of him way too many times than it's fair towards the male. I could see a wooden bowl on the floor, filled with water and a soaked cloth. He was cooling me down throughout the day. You're such a good wolf, I say absent-mindedly, causing him to smile. His tail is swooshing against the bed, and I'm glad I managed to make him feel good about himself. I feel my mind clearing up a little from the delirium. However, it makes me only more aware how burning up I am. What time is it? Ranok looks towards the window, going silent for the moment, clearly seeking something in the night sky outside.
I'd say past midnight.
Was I out all this time?
For the most part.
What do you mean?
You did mumble from time to time. Something about big wolf pecks.
What did I say? He pauses, looking at me slightly troubled.
I couldn't understand. It was in a different language.
Huh? Oh, this is totally supporting the theory that he died in like some other world and then got brought to this world through magic or something. Oh my goodness, this is definitely supporting that theory.
Sounded like nothing I've ever heard.
I try to think if I dreamt about anything, but my mind is empty. There's nothing there for me to remember, aside from this ever-present feeling of dread in the recesses of my consciousness. Random shiver rocks my body and my teeth clatter loudly. God, I'm really cold.
I brought all I have.
He points apologetically to the thick bundle of blankets covering me, which I immediately recognize as the ones he used to sleep on in the other room. Those are from your bedding, I say, troubled. And your cloak. I touch the green cape sandwiched between the two other blankets.
It's fine. You need them more than I do.
You were sleeping on the chest.
It's more comfortable than the floor, that's for sure.
He grins, and I can't help but feel bad. Oh, Light is leaving. I can't help but feel bad that I didn't say goodbye to him yet. Have a good night, Light. Working in the morning, and I hope that it's your final day of the week for work, and hopefully you have like a good weekend off or something. However your work works. But yes, he grins, and I can't help but feel bad. I gaze at the oversized bed around me. In truth, I look more like a doll in it rather than an actual person. My eyes venture back to the wolf. I don't want him to sleep on the floor or the chest. He's already done so much for me. It doesn't feel right. But this is the only bed, and I feel even without this fever, Ranok would object to me sleeping elsewhere. Unless... I almost dismiss the thought before I realize it actually makes sense. It would solve both our problems. I'd be warmer, and he wouldn't be sleeping rough. I just need to try to not think about how awkward what I'm about to ask him is. Oh, this is gonna be it, probably. This is probably where it happens. I muster up my courage. Would you sleep with me? I stumble on the words, realizing how they came across. Oh boy. Thankfully, Ranok only responds with an amused, huh? The bed is large enough for both of us, and I would be much, much warmer. Despite the fever burning me up, I can feel the hot flush on my face.
You sure about this?
He asks, lowering his head to lock his gaze with mine. I mean, only if you wouldn't mind.
Normally, I would refuse.
He says almost indifferently, which causes my heart to sink. I might have miscalculated.
On the count of you being sweaty and all. But then again...
He bites his lip teasingly, perking one fang out. Oh god, I have such a conspiracy... Not a conspiracy theory, but I have such a fan theory that I think that Ranok is actually bi and not closet gay. Like, I'm assuming that a lot of people are playing this, or I'm not sure if it's been revealed yet, or if anything like that's happened, but... Yeah, it seems like from what we've gone off of, it seems like... Or at least from what the current updates are up to, it seems like as if, I guess they're trying to make it out so that's like, you think, oh, he's maybe gay and doesn't love any women? I don't know. I feel like he might be bi. Like, he might just be a playboy both ways. That's just my theory. Coming from a bi person myself, as I bi typecast Ranok. Sorry, Ranok. That's just my guess. No judgment. No judgment anyway. He bites his lip teasingly, perking one fang out. He's messing with me again. Oh boy, he's messing with me again.
We wouldn't want you getting more ill now, would we?
What? I blink in confusion, to which he only smirks.
Or is it just an excuse to get into bed with me?
I blink again, absolutely thrown off by his tease. You dick! I was stabbed! I poke his shoulder jokingly.
Well, you seem to be feeling better.
Okay, forget that I asked. I huff in feigned annoyance.
Hey now.
His expression is still slightly mocking, but I still see his ears lower in deference.
I was only joking.
Well, I wasn't. Now you can sleep on the floor for all I care. I scoff teasingly and look away. Ranok tries to lean into my field of vision, but I only turn further away, causing him to eventually click his tongue.
Nice. I guess that's only fair.
He stands up and splays himself lazily on the wooden panels in front of me. I cannot help but laugh at his antics and roll my eyes. You're so annoying. God, why is he such boyfriend material? Why is he such a flirt? Ranok is by confirm. He doesn't move, laying flat on the floor and ignoring me. Eventually, I pat the bed with my hand. His ears twitch at the sound, and he finally looks back at me.
Does that mean I can get my bed back?
He teasingly emphasizes his ownership, which makes me chuckle even more. Yes. I conclude through a sigh. In a split second, the wolf leaps to his feet through a spectacular backflip. Whoa, parkour, man! Followed by a dive onto the bed itself, making the mattress jump. I laugh, concealing my amazement at how acrobatic this beast really is. He lays flat on my feet, just idly kicking his hind paws up and down, his tail wagging in content.
I missed you, baby.
He's talking to me? He croons to his bed. Although it's clearly a joke, I feel even guiltier for not suggesting sharing the bed earlier. You're not going to sleep like that, though, are you? I look at him as his head hangs out on one side of the bed while his legs dangle from the other.
Yeah, you're right. Was gonna double as a blanket, but I think I might crush you.
He takes a deep breath and readjusts his position, laying himself down next to me. It got quite awkward as I tried not to look at him. I don't think I've shared a bed with a guy before. Same. At least, not like this. I almost scoot further away from him, creating a bit more space between us.
I thought you wanted me to warm you up.
He mutters with a risen brow. I did. I swallow heavily, realizing I didn't quite think this through. What I essentially suggested was us snuggling, which in retrospect is very, very weird.
Well, aren't you cold?
He looks at my arms with quite focused gaze, causing me to do the same. I am trembling, but at this point, I cannot tell if it's my embarrassment or the fever.
Here.
He extends his paws towards me, grabbing my shoulders and effectively pulling me into an embrace, solving my dilemma for me. I'm so thankful for the fever, as this way, at least my embarrassment is masked. I cannot have a blush if you're burning up already. But my fluster quickly melts away, just as I melt in his arms. I allow my head to rest on his upper arm, gazing up at his fluffy chin. Oh my god, Perpy joined! Oh, what the frick? Okay, we're gonna read that after once I get to the scene break. Possibly the end of the update, so. I allow my head to rest on his upper arm, gazing at his fluffy chin. He is kind enough to not look at me, instead locking his gaze into the wall behind me, making this whole experience a bit less intense. I rest like this for a moment, almost dozing off as my mind spins violently. I don't know if it's because of his fur, or if my fever took a dip, but suddenly I feel really hot.
Super chat.
We'll read that afterwards, but I feel really hot.
You're really burning up.
He rubs the sweat off my forehead with his paw, and I just feel really embarrassed. I don't like that he sees me this way, all wet and with streaky hair, and having just taken a shower and clearing his ears out like a disgusting human being. Sorry guys, I had just gotten out of the shower before the stream and still need to, still had water in my ears. I don't like that he sees me this way, all wet and with streaky hair. I could see that my sweat clumped his fur together, and it's not how I'd imagine my first time with a guy in bed to go down. I almost laugh at how stupid my train of thought is.
Perhaps I should fetch Verissa?
He says in a worried tone, and I immediately look up to him. No, don't.
Kaelin.
What reason could you possibly have to fetch her at night? Others would suspect something's wrong.
Something is wrong.
He almost growls at me, but quickly cools himself down.
I'm worried about you.
If you go for her, we will be found out.
I don't care.
He interrupts me with a stern gaze.
You shouldn't have been stabbed in the first place.
If we're found out, all of this would have been for nothing.
This doesn't feel right, Kaelin.
It's okay. I reach up to his muzzle, petting his cheek fluff. He closes his eyes as I spit on the screen like a slob. He closes his eyes, resting his snout freely into my palm. It's not like I've done this before, but I feel like this is a pretty correct body reaction to getting stabbed. I say jokingly, trying to put him at ease. He still doesn't open his eyes, clearly avoiding looking at me. I'm tougher than you think. I try to reassure him, to which a very faint pleading whine escapes his muzzle, quite characteristic for a canine. Oh, you're such a dog. I smile in amusement, causing him to look at me with confusion.
What's that supposed to mean?
He sounds almost offended. Nothing. Oh, he's got the same amicus smirk, though. I can see why people say that. Oh, Ranok. Oh, you. I shake my head. Despite the fever rocking the entire body, I feel quite wonderful just being this close to him. At first, it seemed odd and almost wrong to get so intimate with what is pretty much a beast man. But now... Sorry, I hit the... Now that I'm resting in his gentle embrace, nothing could feel more right. I snuggle myself closer, almost burrowing my nose into his chest fluff.
Comfortable?
Mm-hmm. I croon, just taking in the scent. It almost feels like I'm laying in a meadow, with Ranok's breath imitating a warm breeze. I'm so comfortable that I don't even notice the rare tremors going through my body every now and then.
You're still shivering.
Super chat.
He says sheepishly as he tries to steady me with his other paw. It's fine. I
respond, just enjoying his warm hold. I'm perfect. I adjust my head on his muscle. On his muscle? I can't read. I adjust my head on his muscle. Never would I have guessed that a bicep could make for such a comfy pillow. It gives great support, while still being soft enough. Not to mention the fur, which just makes it all this much cozier. I don't know how long we lay like this. Time ceases to matter as I simply enjoy the moment until I feel something blunt pressing against my stomach, just below the navel. I pull my head away from his chest, looking down at a visibly expanding bulge between his legs. Despite the pants, I could clearly see the outline of his wolf hold, or his wolf hood. I mutter, looking at his muzzle with conflicted expression, but he seems fast asleep. I could swear I could see his eyes move beneath his... I swear I could see his eyelids move beneath the eyelids and his soft snoring sounds almost as if he's faking it. But I decide not to press on the issue. I mean, do I really want to have this awkward conversation? Perhaps he can't just help it. Like a sort of night version of the morning wood. Night wood is just as valid as morning wood. Better leave this forgotten and unspoken. Better leave this. I can't read. I got 2 compliments in the chat saying I have good voice acting, and once I read that, I completely go to crap. Better leave this forgotten and unspoken, even though it does feel almost flattering. I nestle my head back into his biceps, feeling his breath again brush my forehead and doing everything I can to ignore his hard-on, pushing against his underbelly, or my underbelly. I lay like this for some time, struggling to fall asleep between the occasional shivers and cold sweats. But the calm rhythm of his expanding chest sways me back and forth, as if I were in a furry cradle. It slowly lulls me, and eventually I manage to doze off. And this is probably where the chapter ends. Yep. Okay. Save. I'm going to save here instead. Better safe than sorry. Okay, guys, that is the end of the Chapter 2 update. I'm going to read the Super Chat donations, which we have 2 tonight. Where's the main menu? Preferences. Yes. This isn't like my Ocean Avenue main menu. Not gonna plug my VN in. But, okay, first donation was $10 from Perpy the Cat. Thank you so much. Perpy says, OMG, I just got here. How long has the stream been going on? Also, looking hot, Dirk. Thanks, Perpy. And when you got here, the stream was going on for about 2 hours, like 15 minutes, I'd say. Like, we had just gotten past the stabby scene. So, yeah, I'd started around like 7:30 Pacific time. And then took a break to fix some technical difficulties, so... yeah. Stream's been going for 2 hours and 39 minutes now. And then another donation from Perpy the Cat with $5 saying, I missed the stab part, god dang it! I'm not sure if you would want to be there for that. It was a bit tough on us. But I hear you guys complimenting me and saying I love my voice. Like I said before, he's a male siren. I thought there was history about sirens, like, you know, sirens were originally, like, could either be male or female before they were more popularized as female towards, like, I forget if they said 14th century in, like, the articles, but something like that. Like, as it got closer to, like, modern history, like, it became more prevalent because, of course, guys are gonna be writing about hot siren females. But, yeah. Dirk is an underrated YouTuber.
I mean, I'm not the best at doing my job, but I'm glad to hear that about me. I guess, I mean, that's just the VN community with us. Like, everybody here deserves the love. Oh, I forgot to mention at like 2 hours and like 38 minutes or whatever the reading ended. No, that's not the button I meant to hit. No, crap. Wrong button. Alright, and updated. Okay, so I'm gonna read the chat and kind of chill with you guys one last time before I go off to bed. It's about 10:30 here. So I've been on for almost 3 hours, and I probably should get a better sleep schedule because I slept in too late today, and I'm kicking myself for it. Okay, compliments about me voice acting from Perpy and Catherine. Thank you guys so much. And Amaral, who mentioned the male siren comment. Dirk has plot armor. No, don't give me plot armor. I'm just like you guys. He should have 30 to 50k subs by now. Anyone not agree? I should look at the comments before we got into the tangent about me being like underrated, but I don't think I should be like 30 to 50k with what I do, because I don't think the VN community is that big. That and I mean, I'm not like Lied, who is on the chat earlier, who does straight readings and does an amazing job with a soothing voice. So I feel like I remember when he had less than me, and he rightfully so is double what I'm at, and I think the guy deserves the up and up because he does such a good presentation with it, and he doesn't like do it live like I do. Like, he doesn't have any breaks or interactions with the chat. It's like, it's as if you just had a natural, what is it, like anthology or whatever the reading is, like just reads it off and just does it like an audiobook. So I don't do that. I don't do VN readings in the best format, so I could see others being more subscribed than me, but if that's what you guys think, honestly, it's such a compliment to hear, and you know, it'd be nice to get more people to watch, but honestly, at the end of the day, this is just a hobby. It's something I do on the side when I'm not busy with school or writing my VN, and yeah, so, well, I was gonna say when I was playing volleyball too, but can't do that right now because of what's going on in the world. But I'm just really happy that you guys appreciate me and also appreciate Lied, and a lot of the people in the VN reading community. Like, we appreciate the support and your guys' enjoyment in coming in and interacting with us, and yeah, it's an honor to be here. Well, at least 5 to 10k for a start. Also, don't underestimate yourself, you're amazing. Also, everyone here is amazing. That's true that, like, anybody here could, like, I don't want to say anybody could do this and be like, oh, this is such an easy thing. Like, you know, it takes motivation and, you know, to do this, learn the streaming programs and whatnot, but it's something that's, I think, possible for anybody to do who has the passion to do this. Kind of like streaming on, like, Twitch or whatnot. Like, I even do stuff on Twitch. I was going to do this on Twitch tonight originally, but then was like, I'm gonna do D&D on Sundays there, so. Okay, what were the chats before everybody simped over me? A BTS reference was made, supposedly. Oh, we're talking about fake love? Oh god, that's what you were talking about, Catherine. When you're like, I'm so tired of this fake love. Oh man, I love that song. I jammed out to it. So, I think I read the Derpman comments. Okay, this was during the stab scene. What else did I miss? I can't wait to see you choosing Ranok. A bit too late for that. And like I said about that earlier, if you want to play that route for yourself, like, go or play that choice out yourself, you can download the game, the link to the Patreon, and I and the itch.io, yes, I remember I put that there, is in the description for Kael Tiger's VN, Far Beyond the World, so you can do it yourself. It's free, and yeah, it updates monthly, I think. I think they got down a monthly update schedule, because I had to keep up with it, and I am only on update 3 now. Somebody said, your choice, Dirk, so yeah. I kind of looked at it, and it seems like at least you get some better Vulgor trust, I guess, from when I played it, so at least there's that. It doesn't harm any chances with Ranok, and that's the thing I was worried about. Like, do I have to choose my route at this point? I didn't find any variables that were like, oh, this changes the route or jumps you to a different label, which me as a VN creator, I know this stuff. I'm making a ton of that stuff for my own VN and have to be aware of, like, choices from the past and whatnot, because a lot of the stuff I do has variants that will take you into different paths within the day, but they ultimately bring you back to, like, the regular pre-route path. Like, there's no route as of yet in my VN, but I do have characters in mind that I'm laying out for who I think is gonna be, like, a route. I have about 4 in mind. 2 for sure. The third one, I'm trying to write my best. Trying to write my best to get them in, even though they weren't in update 2. And the fourth one is, I don't want to spoil it. It's complicated. Let's just say that. Fourth one's gonna be complicated. But yes, let me go down to the. Let me see if anything is happening. I'm sweating. Did Ranok lay on me? I'm gonna read that before I go down to the bottom. Oh man, I was having the feels too, and I didn't get to drink enough. Lied said goodnight, and we all said goodbye to him. But let me see what else is there. Can't believe the stream. Okay, now I'm back to the present. Yeah, he's like Dirk, but with a soft ASMR British voice. He's Welsh, so yeah, it is a part of Britain, but yeah, that's specifically where he gets the accent from, and it's so smooth, and oh god, it's like all my friends that, you know, talk with him, it's like we all just like compliment him on that, because we're like, it's such a soothing voice, and we've had like, one of my friends was like, yeah, he's like a soothing uncle or grandpa just reading a nighttime story to you. He gives that vibe off, and god, I love it. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, definitely check that out. He does some of the novels I do, and also some that I don't, because I don't have the time for, or just haven't found the interest for, or am interested, but, well, no, that is not having the time for, so I watch his channel for it instead. But yeah, like, he does Minotaur Hotel, and that slaps, and I think that's #1 on Furry VN category for itch.io. I think it beat out Kimia, supposedly, and Adastra, supposedly, so yeah, Minotaur Hotel is a pretty good VN. I think I need to catch up on watching that series of his. He does Socially Awkward, which, that was one of the things I was thinking about, but I just couldn't fit it in. And then he also does Password, which we both do, and are pretty up to date on. He started Tennis Ace, he's behind me on it, but he's catching up pretty fast. Of course he does Adastra and Kimia, because everybody loves it. Yeah, that's all I can think of off the top of my head, but yeah, subscribe to Lied. It's hard to say, it's like Lied Load. So BLAIDD space LLWYD. I think it's definitely a Welsh, like, name. And he does go by North Grizz on Twitter, I think. He goes by it on Twitter, definitely, at least. He goes by one of those 2 names on, like, different social medias, but yeah, definitely check his work out. It's awesome. D&D magic words. Yes, I'm going to be doing D&D on Sunday again. It's every other week, but I do it with, if you know these Twitch streamers, I do it with Duffwolf, Tagarung, I think it's Raven, I think it's Raven's, their name, like Raven Altier or something like that.
Saku Darkfang, who was the one that got me into the group, because we do the FVN Shin channel thing together. So that's how I got dragged into the D&D. Not dragged, but invited. I'm sorry, there's 2 more that I'm forgetting. There's 6 of us in total, I think. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting your name and you're watching this at the top of my head. But yeah, God, I'd have to look through the full regimen, but God, it's like their names off the top of my head. They play a cat character in our D&D campaign, and I think they have a cat Sona, so they're supposed to be a socially awkward cat in the world, and they have great antics. I'm forgetting your name, and I'm sorry, but yeah, they're also on there. You'll be able to see our names when we stream it live and whatnot, and they also, Tagaroni also posts the announcements on Twitter, which tags all our Twitter profiles. So, yeah, definitely check out Tagaroni for the updates on that. Looking forward to that. But, yeah, that's something I'm going to be doing on Sunday. I might be doing something on Friday if I get around to it. I probably will. I'm going to try and catch up on the VN updates. And also see if, like, of course I'm gonna have school as a priority, but I'm in this weird suspicious part where school, I finished the homework for the weekend, but it's like, it feels like it's too little. Like, they're gonna email me something like, oh, hey, could you start researching this for your project, like your internship project thing, which I started this week. Like, we're signing our consent forms and stuff like that, so that's why I'm like, are we starting yet? And not unsure about how I'm going to plan around that in the future, but it should work out. But yeah, so at the moment, it seems like I can stream on Friday or whenever this weekend, but I don't want to burn myself out. I'm not going to do like 3 days in a row, so I might give myself like a 1-day break, like stream again tomorrow or Saturday, and then do D&D on Sunday. But yeah, like I said about my VM before I randomly tangented, I am, gonna be working on the volleyball mapping for my VN, because there's volleyball scenes, but no like map or visualization to like demonstrate where the characters are moving, so it's like hard to follow along if you don't play volleyball. And Tennis Ace did this in the beginning, but I'm personally really confident in continuing it myself, because they only did it for the first 3 days. I feel like it'll be very helpful for how much volleyball is going to be involved in this VM. But yeah, I'm going to be starting to implement that into like day 1 or update 1. And then I'm not sure how much I want to spoil for update 2, but there is one version that uses it a little bit, but it's not like as long as day 1. It's just like a tiny little segment. But yeah, I pretty much need to catch up and do, like, add those in so that the volleyball mapping stuff is up to date with that. I managed to make the GUI map screen system for it, and that's going great, so I'm really excited for that. I'm just figuring out how I'm going to implement the icons and whatnot, so I'm really looking forward to that. Somebody mentioned earlier, which sorry that I missed your comment earlier, where did they say it? Somebody said something about Ocean Avenue. Wilbur. Thanks, Wilbur, for commenting. Ocean Avenue has giant, sexy husbandos. That's volleyball for you. Giant husbandos. But yeah, my artist that is doing the revamping of the art is getting to the second character of ours now. He's finishing up Marcus, and yeah, we're trying to get the main cast kind of done around March. Like, it's kind of a open-ended deadline, because like him, we both are in like school or work. We have other priorities that are taking up most of our time, and this is a passion project, so we are making progress on it. But yeah, like we're not as fast as like Adastra or well, I shouldn't say Adastra because that's over, but we're not as fast as like Password or even Far Beyond the World or some of those other big VNs that have like
more time invested to do the work, so. But yeah, we are slowly implementing the stuff, and I'm going to release a mini 2.1 update with the new art and like the new Marcus sprites, I mean, and the newly like modified like volleyball maps. Plus, I added a third setting to the menu for like if it's night or day. I added sunset/sunrise in the middle for when it's in between, just so it doesn't look so dramatic when we switch from day to night. So yeah, I've been catching up on that. I finished my schoolwork this week. I was grinding on that to get that done so I could have the time this weekend. And Garrett, I'm sorry that we're ending soon, but yeah, I know I came in late, but I wanted to check in on you. Yeah, it's great to see you, Garrett. I'm doing well. I had a great time playing the second update of Far Beyond the World. Not sure what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Like, if another VN that if another VN is updated, yeah, if another VN just got an update release, I'm gonna do that. Like, probably Password. I haven't looked Password up in a while. Chemia hasn't been updated, so don't have to worry about that. So currently on my list, it's gonna be what is my list again? Far Beyond the World. Okay, Far Beyond the World, ICO, which doesn't update as often, so that's okay. Chemio, which isn't updating that often right now for the moment. Password's the one I have to worry about updating frequently. Tennis Ace, and now the Smoke Room's back into the rotation of that all, so I'm catching up on 2 VNs and have 3 that I'm gotta be checking to see if they update soon. Tennis Ace we just played, I think that's good for a little while. Smoke Room is also a similar situation. So yeah, if Password isn't updated, I'm gonna be playing Far Beyond the World again tomorrow. Continuing this day 3 shenanigans. I don't want to overwhelm myself with doubling updates in one stream, so that's why I stopped tonight. And then I forgot to mention this, but you know how I played Wolfstar Sins in Paradise on this channel, like on YouTube for my first like new stream or my first new VN series? Turns out I'm probably gonna make that a Twitch series instead. Like, I'm gonna probably do it on Twitch instead, so I don't have to worry about getting taken down midstream or anything like that due to mature content. And then uploading it to YouTube, but as like 18 plus, so I don't have to worry about, like, you know, in case people still want to donate, like, it still can be for mature audiences. They can still donate via Twitch while I play it. But then once I upload it to YouTube, I don't have to worry about the monetization for that there. It's, yeah, YouTube's crazy with that. Like, that's the one issue. It's like, you have to be not 18 plus in order to make money on stuff. And yeah, you know, trying to make ends meet, make a little extra side money with the ads. But yeah, just trying to have a little more so I can be on my feet faster for when I graduate. But yeah, I just want to see Dirk playing Minecraft with Call Me Carson and Jaden Animations. Definitely Jaden Animations would be fun. Yeah. We're not going to talk about the first person. I really don't like what they did with... This is going to be into team mode of me talking about this, but I'm only going to briefly address it. But yeah, like, I've watched like responses on like how he's handled people, and not just the whole the thing with the, you know, 17, 19-year-old whatever thing, like yeah, the whole fan dynamic of that's messed up, but more than just that, just how he's treated people he's worked with has been frustrating for me to listen to and see, especially as somebody who has like some, like, you know, mental disabilities and whatnot, like, and how he handled one of his like previous podcast hosts who had like mental disorders, disabilities. I think I think he had a mix of. It's like like, I'm gonna like recommend, if you want to know what I'm talking about, like, watch The Narrator. That's their YouTube username. It's The Narrator. And they go down into a whole shtick about that and kind of the problematics of his personality and whatnot, and why it's like, he makes funny content, but outside of that, he can just, cause issues. But yeah, that's all I want to say about that. So I've kind of moved away from him specifically, personally, but I totally understand, like, the content and the humor. It's like, I found some of the people he collabed with through him and still enjoy those people, because I haven't seen anything problematic with them or anything, but still see them as genuinely good content creators. It's just some of the actions that he's done have been, to me, I feel like, pretty egregious. But yes, to sum it up, YouTube is just crazy. Thanks, Catherine. Bet you're talking about just YouTube with the Wolfstar thing, but yeah. So yeah, that's my random spout about the whole that issue. But yeah, that'd be fun to eventually play with some of those guys that are, like, at that level, but I probably would not relate or be able to bounce off of them as well. I don't know how well I'd click with them, but it'd be fun, like, to interact with them. Maybe not the one that I just went on a rant about due to his kind of conflicting issues. Okay, I'm just gonna say it and then move on, but the issue that I am been dodging to mention on here is that it's like he just doesn't turn off. And like I said, the narrator goes into that and how that personality affects people who, want him to, turn off and be serious for them if they need to confide in them, but he apparently does not know when to, turn off, be serious, or do, like, to be, like, more considerate with things like that. Like, he seems to try and push buttons too hard, I guess, or yeah, there's other things too, but yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg with that. So anyway, sorry to rant on that, but that's all I have with my updates for, like, what I'm gonna be doing this weekend. My D&D thing on Sunday, my Ocean Avenue VN. This turned into kind of a rant, kind of end of the video, because, it's the end of the video. I get to hang out and talk with you guys. It's too late for me to, like, spend another 2-3 hours doing another chapter, so yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more and just... Wait, did Tiger just join? Wait. Somebody said hi, Tiger. I'm looking for Tiger now. Did Tiger just join the chat? I mean, Tiger's usually on Twitch. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him on the YouTube stuff. But yeah, definitely gotta be relying on that group because they're all, like, Twitch affiliates at least. And I'm not close to that yet. Oh God, he's there. Tiger and Pepsi. Yes, I did. Hello, Tag. Great to see you here, and we're looking forward to this Sunday. Definitely gonna need some help, maybe beforehand. I could definitely do it tomorrow to, like, help level up my paladin character. But yeah, we just got our characters leveled up for our D&D campaign, so that's exciting. And I'm still learning D&D. I'm enjoying it, but yeah, it's definitely something I still need some help having my hand walked through and how to work some of the things, like, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to name the book of reference that we reference for, like, spells or whatever else we add for our characters. I feel like at least on Twitch we can't mention it, but yeah. I've been on YouTube. I'm a novice on D&D. Aw. I mean, you feel very helpful to me when you do it, so just making sure you're the attacker. But yeah, I mean, you definitely know enough to help me get around, and yeah, it's nice having you as our DM. For anybody who doesn't know, Tiger is our DM for the campaign, and it's been exciting so far. We've had our share of like bludgeonings with some of our characters, but we've gotten through. We've had moments of grace and moments of embarrassment. But yes, it's gonna be on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wait, there's another tagger? Now I'm confused if you are the Tagarong. Because I feel like Pepsi Wolf is somebody else that is a different person that I've talked to on this channel, but yeah. Okay, bye, Dirk. Good night. Stay safe. Yeah, have a good night, Catherine. But yeah, I mean, if you look up Tagarong85, unless that's you, then yes, there's another Tagger. Like, and that's the Tagger I'm referencing, so. Sorry if I accidentally assumed you were the Tagger that I was talking to and whatnot. But yeah, I'll probably just like Discord text him. Just a Bane change because me and my BF are making videos. Oh, that's so cool. It's awesome. But yes, we've been going over for 3 hours now, and I'm not gonna rant any longer. I have said my piece. I am... yeah, I'm tired out. And I have my game out to drink. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, take care guys.